Ciao everyone, welcome to Beatspot. I'm Marco, and in this video I want to show you a technique I came up with by accident because I was bored by the way one mix I was working on was sounding. So it's a trick that helps achieving a fuller mid-range, but it should be used on soft tracks, not on hard tracks like dubstep, house, and all that sort of stuff. And if you want to use it on that kind of tracks, maybe you need a more surgical approach than the one I will show you in this video. Now let's listen to the final mix.
Vivo per sempre ora, cerco di godermi ogni secondo e marco il tempo sulla suola. Dammi un secondo ora, dammi un secondo in più allora. Faccio ricognizione, porto pischelli a scuola.
Okay, so now let's turn off the track spacer, the sidechain. Okay, now let's play it without this audio effect track.
Vivo per sempre ora, cerco di godermi ogni secondo e marco il tempo sulla suola. Dammi un secondo ora, dammi un secondo in più allora. Faccio ricognizione, porto pischelli a scuola. Se sali, sali in alto, fai ciò che ti senti senza indugi, perché questa vita è un lampo. Sorridi e stai sereno pure in mare al largo, che i pensieri per deprimerti sono troppi. Tappa la bocca ed apri gli occhi.
Okay, so you can clearly see that the mid-range sounds fuller and the whole track is glued together. Now let's solo the instruments group. Then let's turn off the sidechain, track spacer, and let's listen to it in solo. So this is the difference. So the two big things here are Things Texture by AudioThing, which is a granular reverb plugin. And granular reverb is like a reverb which has some grains, so it sounds like it's broken. Let's listen to it. So it has these imperfections. Let's crank it up to 100%. So it has some sort of flutter, tremolo, vibrato. The whole chain is a J37. Okay, then the Things Texture. And then the AQ8. And that's because I wanted only the mid-range. So how can we emulate the Things Texture inside our digital audio workstation? I try to emulate this chain. So let's solo Things Texture. So this sounds a bit too broken. So let's solo Things Texture. So we are quite there. They don't sound identical, but they are used at such a low level that the difference is negligible. So what I did was a delay with some feedback to have the transients repeating next to each other. Then the valid reverb by Ableton with some tweaks. So these are the settings. Then an autopan with this noise random shape an auto pen to give the macro movement, and then an utility to compensate the gain, and a channel EQ to balance a bit the tone of the reverb. So this is the way I can emulate this Sphinx texture. Then there's the problem of the mix. So in this case, I used the mix knob at 33%. So you have to figure your way to get the mix knob in your software. So now let's come back to our effect. So this is the instrument group with this channel only. Now let's go to the other chain. So I used FabFilter 7 with the worm tape algorithm, all cranked up with the drive and the mix cranked up to 100%. And then I filtered the low mid-range. So this is how it sounds. And this is how it sounds in context. So you can definitely hear there's more energy in the low mid-range, it sounds warmer. Now let's listen to it again with or without the whole chain. So it has a completely new life. Let's listen to it in the whole context again.
Vivo per sempre ora, cerco di godermi ogni secondo e marco il tempo sulla suola. Dammi un secondo ora, dammi un secondo in più allora. Faccio ricognizione, porto pischelli a scuola. Se sali, sali in alto, fai ciò che ti senti senza indugi, perché questa vita è un lampo. Sorridi e stai sereno pure in mare al largo, che i pensieri per deprimerti sono troppi. Tappa la bocca.
So just to wrap up the whole thing, it's all about parallel processing, using saturation to make the sound richer, and then using an all reverb or a granular reverb, depending on what you have, to make like a copy of the sound, but not exact. Just fills the space in between each sound in a different way, and it makes everything sound more glued. And then also parallel saturation for another layer of warmth. Actually, you shouldn't worry about the phase problems because they are used at such a low level that they don't quite interfere, and also the instrumentation was very sparse, so I needed to fill the spectrum. So if you have an already rich instrument group, maybe you might encounter some comb filtering, some sort of issues, but in this case, no. So I basically had the keys and the guitar, so that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below, and see you in the next one.